What's up, guys? It's Stamp. We've moved on to the next episode in The Long Dark. So, you all remember we had a pretty terrible situation happen where took a ton of damage, and now we've kind of recovered from that at this point. So, it's morning, probably mid-morning right now. I'm gonna wait a little bit before I start to travel. But we had to spend the night in a snow shelter. Because on the map they had that there was a cabin here, and I could have sworn there was a cabin here at one time. Maybe it's been removed. So before I get to moving, obviously because of the conditions that we're in right now, I just want to make sure I've taken everything here, and I don't miss anything before we head back to the office. And from there, probably going to do some ice fishing. I'm gonna make sure I've grabbed everything. I'm gonna wait for the storm to pass, and then once the storm passes, we will move on. Trying to watch for wolves, since that's what hurt us so badly the last time. All right. Well, guess I'll stay in here. See if there's anything I can do as far as reading or being productive, at least, while we wait for the storm to pass. So I can probably sharpen some knives. I've got the book I can research, so go ahead and do this first. Alright, so at this point, looks like the storm's settled down some. We're going to go ahead and get moving. And it's midday, so the temperature should be pretty comfortable, truthfully. I'm going to have to take a look at my clothing. I think we probably had some damage done with all the wolf attacks we were in. Yeah, we definitely have, as well as some of the stuff's kind of wet, so. Previously, you've noticed that we would not have had any. Let's check, see if there's wolves. If we had not had any type of damage whatsoever to our gear, and after those wolf attacks, it's been pretty bad. I'll grab these feathers for the arrows. Really don't need the guts. I'll leave that be. And we'll go ahead and go. So what we're looking to do now is travel back to the camp office, kind of get our bearings, take a look at some of the hides we have, and if they're cured, if we can move on to making the either bear coat or bedroll. And then once we have, our clothing in a pretty good situation, we'll be ready to move on to Forlorn and make some arrowheads, hopefully, depending on what happens over the next few days. One of the added bonuses to camping in the snow shelter, I believe, is it triggers all night. So what I mean by that is it counts towards your feet, and the feat of, I think it's called Cold Fusion, the one that allows you to stay outside. It gives you a bonus to temperatures while you're outside. So if that does count, that's an idea if you guys are doing your playthrough in order to kind of build that time a little bit quicker, because it seemed to be okay for us to stay there. It wasn't too bad. Speaking of which, okay, I want to make sure I still have my bedroll. Alright. Just because this area has been surrounded by wolves, I'm going to make sure my rifle's out. Thankfully, it's pretty clear today. Head back up this way. Kind of follow this road. I believe this takes us back to the train tracks. I'm trying to walk down the middle because sometimes there's wolves on either side and you can't see them because of the snow drifts. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm giving myself as much distance as possible from the wolves if they are on either side. Whoa. Oh, what happened there? Mouse just bugged. Okay, I don't see any wolves. And I'm not really stopping to harvest any of the mushrooms. Sometimes I would do that here. There are some mushrooms around, but at this point I'd rather get back and do the camp office where we can kind of get settled. We have more food there. Should be able to make quite a bit of water. I'm carrying a lot of weight, so I don't want to be really screwing around and doing anything else. I'm just going to focus on getting back to the office. Check this area out here. Make sure there's no wolves. I do not believe I've explored here, but I am kind of encumbered at this point, so I don't know that I could take anything. Let's just see what we have in here, if there's anything I absolutely need. In the crate. We could take the tools, but we don't absolutely need them. That.
Could make something with this.
I'm already encumbered. Oh, it's actually pretty good. And we can eat the candy bar. Search this. Nothing. Okay. Alright, let me check on that sweater, because I know mine. Okay, it's not better. It's actually a little bit heavier, so take some of that cloth. I'm just gonna put the sweater back in here. And we'll move on. Check these other two, and we'll get on our way. All I'm really looking for, truthfully, like tools, maybe ammunition, something that would be laying around. That's about the only thing I absolutely need to take, outside of just food that I could probably consume. So nothing there. Take those to chop them up. That's actually pretty useful. That's useful. I may not carry the fire log. I might just have to drop something else in exchange. The fire log can be really helpful if you're... Sometimes I'll bring it with me as I'm traveling from place to place and looting. Just because it adds so much to a fire. It's kind of like coal, obviously a little heavier. not with the heat output, but
That'll come in handy.
the jeans I might be able to repair, or at least keep another set. Because that's the one area, if we look at our clothing, that's really taken the most beating. And I don't even have another set of thermal underwear, or a base layer there. The coffee. Alright, so since we're here, and we don't want to carry... Oh, no. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Even drinking this is a little chancy. Really a lot. Yeah, there's not really a lot of anything else, so we'll go ahead and move. Since we're already encumbered, I mean, that dog food at 18% isn't probably not worth it for us to try and eat. Go back on the path so I don't get lost. Same thing, normally we would carry sticks, but we're already encumbered, so... Okay, those crows are for that corpse that we already checked out. I think there might be a wolf around here, because we did shoot one. So I'm going to check this corpse over here, just to see. Oh, there's a sapling. That's actually good. I don't see a corpse. And the crows are gone. Well, took us to a sapling either way. All right. Don't see any wolves, just in case though. This should bring us back out to more familiar territory. There's the railroad tracks. We'd have the dam that way. And head this way back to the office. I think at the last time there were wolves around here, which didn't let me check him. I don't see any wolves, which is good. And the weather's actually been pretty decent, all things considered. And trying not to eat the food that I have because I know once I get to the office, we have all that fish and meat that's... I mean, we have the meat at the trapper cabin, we have a ton of fish at the office already. So, almost there. Been pretty lucky that we didn't run into any wolves, but as many as we did over the last few days. Maybe they're all on that side of the map and they're not here. So we should have at least an additional bow. We'll have one arrow. We don't have any other arrowheads, unfortunately. I may be able to break one down from a broken arrow that I harvested before. So I may only have 2 arrows. And really, we're not that good at it anyway. I will need to go make arrowheads from the scrap metal. Which, again, could mean we have to make a trip to the dam to harvest some of that scrap metal that's there. So if you guys are here and you're watching this video, I guess since we have some downtime, I'll kind of talk through what I'm going to do over the next few weeks. So, there's a deer. I could try and give it a shot and see what happens. So over the next couple weeks, I'm going to be putting out a Let's Play of Nantucket, which if you're here for Darkest Dungeon, I think you would really enjoy that game. It's got a lot of the same RNG elements that DD does. On top of that, it feels somewhat like Oregon Trail to some extent, with the same kind of random interactions you can have. I think it's really good, so I'll be playing that a little bit. Probably not in the 1 hour increments. I may break it down to a smaller series. And I've almost finished all my scripts for Darkest Dungeon, so you'll see the class guides coming out, trickling in. I got to, that's alright. As much stuff as I have on me anyway, I probably don't need to be grabbing a deer right now. If he's back there, we can get him tomorrow. Give me a chance to make some other arrows. But we are really, probably, I would assume we're pretty exhausted from all the travel that we did. So from here, I'll check some of the fish that I have here. I still don't see any wolves from here, which is a good sign. They still may be there, but... Okay, so that's a little gamey. Fish probably is okay. We're super tired from traveling and really probably doing all that running didn't help. Let's take a look. Okay, so we got maple saplings that are cured. I'll add these to the pile right here. So the maples for the bow. The birch are for the arrows. So that's enough really to make a bow with this gut. We've got a wolf pelt, another wolf pelt, deer hide that's cured. So we'll go ahead and make our bow. Alright, I do have a broken arrow. There's another sapling already cured. We have 12 feathers. I can add to that. There's another 12. Two deer hides. Maple sapling. We're going to use that for the bow. Put the scrap metal in here. The rest of those pelts I'll go ahead and drop. But let's make our bow real quick. I need another gut. Oops. Okay. Oh, it requires 5 hours. Okay, we're not going to be able to do that right now. So we're too tired to work on that. So we'll drop you. Drop you. Wolf one here. The rabbit pelt also. Once they're cured, I'm going to go ahead and begin to put them in this container. Just to try and keep them off the floor and organized. Okay, so let's look at this. Can I harvest this arrowhead from this? Yes. Should allow me to create another arrow. I think I need just 5. Take this. Okay, now we can make our arrow.
I'm getting weaker.
Okay, so our arrow's done. Let's drop off anything else we really don't need in these drawers. Put that hook over there. Don't mountaineering rope. I don't know why the hell I was carrying that. Tools I can leave in that drawer. The torches will keep. The books are worthwhile. I can read those. I have those arrow shafts I can drop off in that drawer. We aren't carrying any clothing that isn't being used outside of this, so I do need to replace that. Actually, I'll drop that on the floor. Same thing with the birch bark and the sticks. Put this here. So, drop the sticks here. I will try and make a meal. Tomorrow we'll make our bow.
So hungry.
Birch bark, go here. Okay, the rest of these tools in here. So we're going to be working on these. Oops. We'll keep that. The gut I need to drop on the floor. Don't need you. Drop all those there too. Arrow shafts, put those in there. that bow there. The tools in there. Alright. So now that that's done. Okay, we need to eat, we need to drink. Drop these guts on the floor. And we'll grab a fish. Should have timed it just about right. But nighttime will hit. Okay. So if it's clear, what we can do, make a fire outside, light our torch, and bring it inside. We don't have to use any materials. I don't know if it's still strong enough. We'll see. No, it's not. Probably have to do that closer to midday. Or maybe it's just too cloudy. Use the fire striker.
Come on. That didn't work.
So we'll go ahead and make, oops.
I might have to drop some gear.
Hopefully we'll get this started now. We can make our fish. Tomorrow we'll make our bow. And it shouldn't take too much longer, and we'll be able to harvest that bear, the bear hide into,
Water.
probably going to use the jacket for now. Okay, that should give us enough time to cook our fish. We'll make a little more water while we're here. It's a nice bonus that it also gives you lamp oil. That's pretty cool too. Whoever came up with that feature deserves a raise. Or it could have been from the community, but I think that's an awesome add-on that they did. It was a long time ago, but still pretty good. We will just do 1.5. I think we should be able to get. And I think we'll be at, our health should come up substantially after all this stuff too. Let's eat this before I decide if I want to make some more fish. And while I have the fire, I might as well. It should give me enough to bring with me for tomorrow. Actually, the bear meat seems like it's in a little worse shape. Oh,
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
took those two. And after we read that cooking book, our cooking skills should come up also. So we'll take a look at that skill tree in a second here. It seems like we need to get archery up the most, though. I was terrible with that thing. Cooking. Oh no, cooking's at 3. 2. 2. Yeah, archery was really bad. Endings at 2. Do we have any other food we want to do? Probably not right now. So, just so we don't waste that, we'll melt something. And we'll put that bottle over to our right. Drink and eat.
Wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
These are a little heavier. Yeah, they have more calories for sure in that bear meat. Okay. Since we're gonna have a bunch of no fuel. Do with the lamp. Oh, there it is. Since I'm harvesting that, I don't mind. Normally I don't use too much of it, but it should be good enough. I just want to be able to see. Get up the steps. There we go. Well, that wasn't coming up. Okay. Alright. Get up the steps. Get in bed. Rest. Might read some books in the morning. Get us kind of caught up on through our skill books so we don't have to carry those around. The sun hasn't come up yet. We can still get probably 2 more hours sleep. We will drink though. Oops. Once the sun comes up, we'll read. Try and through some of those books, make our bow. Make sure we get outside a little bit today. All right. The weather's not too bad, just reading outside would be fine so I don't strike that cabin fever from being inside. Oh man, it is beautiful today. Wow. Well, here's something we're gonna do. There aren't many days that are like this.
Come on.
I wouldn't mind getting that deer just for the pelt so we can get some new pants too. Since he's right there.
Turned out pretty well.
So, see where this deer is. He's close enough we can just hit him with the bow and drop it easily. Just do that now. Ah, we didn't bring our bow. Well, good thing I noticed that sooner rather than later. If you guys are wondering why I made that campfire there, one, it's anytime you can get outside and it's a clear day like this for your fire starting skill early on, at least it's a good thing to do. But then I'll also have that. This will just be a little quicker for me to start fires with the torch, taking a torch and then moving it inside, so I don't have to use a match on any of the clearer days. So today we wanted to work on our bow. We already have one. It's not an absolute need, and since the weather's so nice, I'm going to take advantage of it, and we're going to go fish. Try to get that skill up. There also doesn't look like there's any wolves here, which is another thing. Again, take advantage of it when I can. This will allow us to build up some of our food stores, give us some more lantern fuel. We don't have any of that. And really need to be thinking about, once we have that bear pelt, moving on to some other zones, looting, and then coming back. So I'll probably be setting up like a shelter, a base at each individual zone that we go to outside of Forlorn. I'll just be bouncing back and forth when I get there. And there are some zones, I guess, that we really won't want to set up a shelter. Well, there's a deer there, so there's probably not many wolves. So, go ahead and break this open. What I've done in some of my other playthroughs that I would recommend to you guys is don't carry around your pry bar if you aren't really exploring. I would use some of those filing cabinets as like, or if I know I'm going to camp in this one, I'd keep my ice fishing supplies here so I don't have to carry it around. Now the tackle, not so much because it's really light, but sometimes you want firewood in here to keep you warm. Sometimes you're looking for, you know, you definitely want a pry bar to be able to break the ice. It seems to work the best. And sometimes firewood, sticks, something to start the fire sometimes. So I usually will use these drawers or the drawers in the cabin, so I just have to grab it and go. I know that that's exactly what's in this cabinet. Alright, so let's make sure we don't need anything. We'll go ahead and drink real quick. I'll eat while I'm here. Just again, so I'm not carrying as much on our way back. And if I can help it, I want to get rid of the bear meat also, so it doesn't attract the wolves. Top off, and then we'll get to fishing. I picked the middle of the day due to just it tends to be the warmest, so that's when I try and target fishing. I don't think it affects what fish you catch or how many. That's a nice one to start with. But the idea is that I'll use up the time, hopefully level, And we break our first tackle. Trying to keep an eye on my temperature. When that starts to fall, I'll cancel. I might be able to fish out here for a while.
Too much stuff to carry.
Weather, still okay. We could probably do... Probably do 2 more hours. I'd like to get the next skill level if I can help it. Another nice one. Well, we're still not tired. We're still okay from a temperature standpoint. It's been weather's been really, really good. The deer's still there. There probably aren't wolves in the area. Take a look. 2, 5, 2, 3.
I'm not gonna be able to carry this load for much
So
longer.
we're almost at 50. We're still moving pretty good. I can still run, so... I'll fish for 2 more hours and then we'll go in.
Feels like a lot of gear.
Okay. Now I can't run, but that's alright. So that took up most of our day, obviously. But that should be able to keep us with food sources for a while and a hell of a lot of lantern fuel. Man, that artwork is incredible. Always amazed every time that comes up. Just absolutely beautiful. So now we're able to drop all of our fish. I was trying to keep the bow for a day where the weather really isn't that good. On those kind of days where the weather's really cooperating like it did today, I wanted to take advantage of that and, you know, do something, one, outside when you can to prevent cabin fever from coming, and then two, to work on some of our skills as we're traveling to like Coastal Highway. If our fishing skills a little bit better there, it gives us an easier food source. Than trying to hunt wolves, which I really don't want to do there. The rabbits, yeah, you can use a snare, it's not too bad, but I'd really just rather take fish than rabbits. Once we have our gloves, yeah, we can continue to do them, but then you're also carrying around that meat, which attracts the wolves. Try and staying away from that. So the next day we get that doesn't cooperate with the weather, we'll work on our clothing and oh, that's because of the northern lights. It was like, oh, what's this? But now I remember. So if there's any live wires, when those are out, you want to obviously stay away from them. Okay. Well, I forgot. We're going to drop our fish off. Okay, drop all these fish. Drop the smallmouth right here. Probably need to take one of those. I thought our food would be okay, but I'm gonna go ahead and grab. Since that's gonna be more fresh, we'll grab the bear meat. Cook this up. Let's take a look at our skill tree. So ice fishing is still kind of low. I would have liked to get to level 3, but it's going to take a lot more fish, obviously. Our cooking has a good chance to level if we read that book over the next probably 3 to 4 days. We might be able to level that. I'll just use the one piece of firewood. Actually, yeah, what the hell? I can carry the coal with me. It's a little lighter. If I wouldn't have stayed out as long as what I did, I could have started a fire outside yesterday and then taken the torches in to light it inside so I didn't have to use up my fire strike or any of the matches. But again, I'm using this just to build the skills so later on, hopefully their matches will last us longer. Get this cooked. We'll take care of a little bit of water, eat and drink. Make sure okay, so we did research that archery all the way. Before I threw it on the fire, I wanted to make sure that I'd read it completely. Alright. Pretty much takes care of everything we needed to do. We'll eat and drink. Probably consume the rest of that bear meat for breakfast. Since it's light enough outside, I don't need the lantern. Okay. All right. Eat and drink. Looks like the weather's gonna be nice again. Okay. I normally try and save the research for days that aren't so nice. Let's see if we can grab this deer. Oh, it's really foggy. Oh, it's a bad day to travel, and hunting isn't as easy either. Let's see if it's around. This would be terrible to try and travel in. Might be because it's earlier morning, but yeah, even walking that far away from the cabin is tough to do. So, well, I guess we'll make our bow and we'll do our research. Since the weather isn't great today, it looked like it was going to be beautiful inside, but walking outside and you see all the fog, you're like, oh god. Hard to go anywhere and do anything. So we will make our bow, do our kitchen research. Let's do that now. I'm doing this first because it seems that you're able to craft into the night as long as you start in the daytime. Okay, so let's see where that put our cooking. Didn't give us as much as I would have thought. Here, make our bow. And this will probably take us into the night. So those are a couple quick days. That goes by fast when you're doing that kind of stuff. Well, same thing. Eat our bear meat again. Drink. Go to bed. And before I go to bed, I kind of just want to take an inventory of what I need. So I need 3 deer hide for the pants, 2 for the boots, 4 wolfskin, 4 for the wolfskin coat. I think this is what we're gonna make at the trapper cabin. I think I still have another deer skin, maybe not at the dam. I thought maybe I did, but the one we were hunting or harvesting, remember, it went bad, so probably no good there. But this is one of the ones we'll probably do next. I think we're still short 1 wolf pelt though. Yeah. Since we didn't do a lot of physical activity, you can see we're really not even that tired. We'll probably be fully rested. Yeah. Lights are back out. Like the middle of the night. Kind of bad timing on our part, but... So because there's this light source, I'm wondering if this will let us do our clothing repairs we need to do. I'm gonna think. I thought there was cloth. I know there's some downstairs right by the... Yeah, there's some curtains here. And again, I'm being careful not to use my tools if I can help it. I am going to need some more water.
Getting kind of thirsty.
Since there seems to be some light here, we'll see if this works. Guess so. So those are back to new. 85, 86. Oh, these boots. Oof. They're probably what keeps getting attacked. Yeah, our boots are terrible. Forgot about that. We can break these down. Same thing, I'm just carrying... Well, I guess I'll harvest these. Just carrying additional weight that I really don't need. repair these. It's at least a good start. Yeah, I'll have to repair those eventually. They're not as good as I thought. Definitely want to repair this. Before you know it, it's already late morning, even though we woke up in the middle of the night. And I know there's hats somewhere else. I don't remember. Are any in here? Okay. So that's done. Need to make some water. If it's sunny, it looks like it is. I'll make some outside. Should be able to just gather some sticks. We'll have 3 wolf pelts, 2 deer hides, 3 deer hides. Is that enough to make anything? Well, the boots, which would probably be an upgrade. Well, the pants would too. Okay, so we will have 3 deer hides, which we'll be able to do over the next couple days. Let's make some water. And break down. Let's break this down real quick. Looks like it's still sunny, so.
I'm gonna need to eat soon.
Oh, it's not. There's no way. Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay. We ate all of our bear meat. So this fish is the next thing we can do. So let's do that now. Well,
Need a drink.
there's advantages and disadvantages. By staying outside, doing all this outside, it takes a little bit of time. But I get the trigger for cold fusion, and I also get the fact that it doesn't hurt me for staying inside and doing the cabin fever, having cabin fever hit. So yeah, I read Wilderness Kitchen, that's fine. So let's go ahead and use that. We'll make our food outside, and every hour counts, so we might as well use it.
Come on.
The reason I grabbed the coal is because it respawns. So if you guys have seen some of the other episodes, you know that coal respawning is something that's really, really super helpful. Oh, I guess I ate that raw. Oh, whoops. That's what I get for not paying attention. Ah, damn it. Wrong menu, damp. Oh, that used antibiotics that we didn't want to do. That's okay though. So we're gonna add coal. Okay, we gotta wait a few minutes. Okay. So then we'll make water, which we need. Hopefully our wind doesn't blow out our fire. Then we'll add the coal. This should be a little faster to boil now. Making water tends to speed up significantly once you have coal on there.
If I don't rest for a while,
Now I can eat and drink real quick, and then use up the rest of that fire. Wait to eat, because I can still cook. Grab another one of these. And then I'll use the rest of this on water. Okay. All right. Eat. Even though we caught a lot of fish, you can see the calories don't go nearly as far as what the meat would. So I believe I just need to get some rest at this point. Yeah. And we're tired either way, so even though it's kind of early on, we will go ahead and rest. Guess I'll keep that on me because I can cook it tomorrow. Okay, so that's healed. You need to drink. See if we can go back to bed. Get a little more rest. Get a little more health. God forbid if a wolf attacks. Okay. So, guys, I'm going to end that episode there. We'll just end this here for now. So our objectives on the next episode are really going to be, take a look at our skill sets. Cooking is probably still a few days away. Archery, we might be able to kill that deer and level that up. Mending hasn't moved much. Carcass harvesting is already 3. Most of these probably cooking may come up in the next episode over the next few days. But what we're going to be looking to do is make our bear pelt and probably begin to move to another zone at this point. This place where we are is fine. We could last here a long time. But I want to be able to go over and begin to get some of the other resources in the other areas. So we'll go ahead and end this now. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Hope you're enjoying the series.